Stop. Notice the way your dog drifts closer as you settle into bed. You might think it's a quest for warmth. Think again. That nightly squeeze isn't about heat. It's about safety. And that realization can redefine how you and your dog rest together. In the next 5 revelations, you'll learn why your dog chooses to sleep touching you, what each contact point really signals, and the one counterintuitive habit at number 4 that transforms anxiety into trust. Stay with me. Here's the thing most owners miss. That snuggling isn't a heat hunt, it's a live security check. Reason 1, primal pack safety. Animal behaviorists have found that dogs process touch as social data before anything else. When your dog presses into you, every whisker brush and skin receptor reading funnels information straight to their threat center. Your unique scent, the rise and fall of your chest, the rhythm of your heartbeat, even the tiny shifts in your breathing, all of it tells them, am I with the pack leader? Are we safe? Only when that scan turns green does their guard relax. Here's the part that surprises people. It's not an unconscious cuddle. It's your dog running a live audit. Imagine them reading a text message written in scent, home base confirmed. Their amygdala, that ancient alarm system, dials down. Oxytocin kicks in. Peace floods in. No wonder they can finally drift off. What you should do next time they wedge against you, breathe steadily and stay still for a few calm seconds. Don't shift or whisper. That pause acts like a verbal, all clear, to them. You become the immovable safe zone, the anchor in their world. Picture this, last night, as you exhaled slowly and held still, your dog's breathing deepened. You didn't move, and they stayed relaxed for an extra hour. That's the power of being their security checkpoint. Think about what that means for your nights together. Instead of minor shuffling or blanket battles, you become the solid base they rely on. That changes everything. If you recognized your dog in that nightly nuzzle, open the guide in the description. It walks you through decoding every sleeping posture so you can build a calmer, more connected bedtime routine, step by simple step. Now, here's what changes everything. It's not just that they lean on you, it's exactly where they rest their head. A shift from your thigh to your chest isn't random. It flips the message from, keep watch, to, I trust you completely. In the next section, we'll break down those zones so you can read the secret language your dog speaks in sleep. Notice how a head on your chest brings a different vibe than a paw over your hand. When their skull presses against your sternum, they're tapping straight into your heartbeat. That steady thump is literally the signal their brain craves to lower cortisol and boost oxytocin. It's not a random cuddle, it's their version of aromatherapy and white noise rolled into one. On the flip side, when they wedge a flank against your hip, that points to a different priority. Hips offer a broader surface, a living barrier to whatever lurks beyond your blankets. They're saying, I'm on patrol. Keep your eyes open and let me take point. You'll catch subtle shifts there, a tiny back hip wiggle if a noise rolls through the house at 3 a.m. It's ancient sentinel work, repurposed for modern living rooms. And here's something most people never notice, how long they stay in the same spot. In deep sleep cycles, dogs shift every 20 to 30 minutes. If your dog remains motionless for twice that, pressed flat against you like a cast, they're not just comfortable. They're exhaling all their guard. They've adjudicated you as the safest element in the room. Watch for micro-adjustments too. A slow slide down your leg signals them moving from a guard to a follower posture. It's a roll call past. Their spine aligns, their paws uncurl, and they surrender fully. Those tiny shimmies reveal where trust ends and vulnerability begins. Keep an eye on ear position. If you're petting them and one ear flicks back, they're still half alert, treats of pleasure mode off. Only when both ears flop to the side, alongside a loose lower jaw, do you know they're entirely off duty. In our next segment, you'll learn what it means when they switch from your side to your feet, and why that move is the single clearest sign of true pack harmony. Why does your dog shift from your side to nestle at your feet? It's not about claiming warmth or space. It's about pack harmony, and it starts in their ancestors' nightly routine. Here's the part that surprises people. In wild canid packs, each member chooses a spot based on rank and role. The boss sleeps in the center. The most trusted guardians position themselves at the flanks and the ankles. Those old wolves knew that feet are the most vulnerable approach routes for predators in the dark. By moving to your feet, your dog is volunteering for sentry duty, right where they can see and sound the alarm first. Research suggests dogs still carry that pattern. When your pup slides down your side and curls at your feet, they're signaling, "I've vetted you as alpha and now I'll guard our boundary." Notice their body alignment, paws pointing outward, head angled toward any hallway or doorway. It's a clear sign they're adopting a protective stance, not shutting you out. Emotionally, it's the purest stamp of loyalty. You're not just bedmates, you're packmates. Dig another layer. Scent glands reside between their paw pads and around the toes. By pressing in close, they're marking you as part of their group. It's also a self-soothing ritual. Those scent cues mingle with your natural smell, reinforcing safety. If they lean in with a sigh, lower jaw relaxed, you've hit the sweet spot of trust and affection. Here's what you should do next. Rather than shifting or kicking them away, acknowledge this role. Offer a little nudge under their chin, a low, good guard, so they understand you see and respect their watch. If they grow restless, rising, sniffing, then returning, don't worry. That's just mid-cycle patrol. Let them resume, you've already passed pack vetting. If you recognized your dog in this protective move, the guide in the description will help you translate every pack position cue into a calmer, more predictable bedtime routine. Open the link to see step-by-step rituals that reinforce their guardian instincts without triggering nighttime restlessness. Stay with me. Next, we'll dig into why, at 3 a.m., your dog might suddenly shuffle back to your side, nose under your arm. You're about to learn the single gesture that signals not just comfort, but a deep request for reassurance. When that sentinel shift reverses at 3 a.m., and your dog slides back to your side with a gentle nudge of their nose under your arm, it's more than a sleepy maneuver. It's a deliberate request for reassurance. In canine social structure, that nuzzle is the equivalent of leaning in for a hug, a silent, "everything's okay, right?" Humans do it with light touches or whispered words. Dogs do it with their noses and their bodies, reading your breathing, your heartbeat, even the tiny muscle currents in your arm. Think about it, in evolutionary terms, a night watch that falters needs quick feedback. By pressing their snout into you, they gauge your calm. A steady inhale-exhale tells them the world is safe, and their personal sentry shift can pause. If your breathing is erratic, maybe you're half awake, stress seeping in, their nose will lift, they'll pace for a moment, then return, testing again. That's an under-the-cover negotiation, layer by layer, of trust and protection. Research on interspecies bonding shows that mutual breathing synchrony reduces cortisol in both participants. Your dog isn't just seeking heat, they're seeking your physiological signal of serenity. And when you feel that soft press, don't yawn or flinch away. Breathe deeply, exhale with intent, and your pup will sense the all clear. They'll settle back, spine uncoiling, paws curling into your side. Now, pay attention to the rhythm of those inhalations. If you make a habit of a slow, deliberate breath whenever they nudge you, you're effectively creating a nighttime ritual. Over a week, they'll learn, 1 press of the nose, I get the calm down sequence. 2 presses, I get the reassurance routine. It's a silent dialogue, woven into your nightly rest. By tuning into this cycle, guard at the feet, side shift, nose nudge, you're not just co-sleeping. You're co-regulating. You're honoring the ancient pack signals that make your bond stronger than any words. And now, ask yourself this: why does your dog always end up curled around your feet? You might think it's all about claiming space or testing boundaries. Here's the part that surprises people: it's an ancient security post. In wild packs, the guardians sit at the exits. Your pup knows instinctively that by plugging the foot of the bed, they're keeping watch over the pack leader, you. Layer 1, it's about exit control. When you shift in your sleep or slip out in the night, they want to see you safe at all times, and stepping over them would break the guard. Layer 2, neuroscience suggests dogs maintain peripheral vision most of the time. Facing your feet gives them eyes on the door, without having to lift their head. Layer 3, emotionally, this position says, "I've got your back, boss." It's pure devotion layered with ancient duty. So here's what you do next. If you wake to find them planted at your toes, resist the urge to kick them out. Instead, give them a soft nudge back into place, or place a folded blanket there. You're honoring their sentinel role, reinforcing that you trust them in charge of the night watch. That simple shift turns tension into teamwork. If you recognized your dog in this guardian behavior, the guide in the description will walk you through designing bedtime routines that let your dog shine as the watchdog they were born to be. Open the link now to build a calmer, more confident nighttime ritual. But that's not all. What about that deep burrow when they slip under your covers and nosedive into your clothes? You might assume it's just for warmth. Here's why that's only half the story: they're hunting for your scent, gathering your unique chemical signature like a soft security blanket. First detail: your clothing carries microscopic traces of your daily life, stress hormones, your sweat after that afternoon walk, even the faint laundry detergent you chose. Dogs process these as comfort cues. Second detail: research on olfaction shows dogs have up to 300 million scent receptors. To them, your t-shirt is a concentrated dose of love. Third, on an emotional level, that deep inhale reassures them, you're here. You're mine. Practically, let them have a quick sniff session before lights out. You can even tuck a worn t-shirt under their favorite pillow. That way, your smell anchors them without you getting tangled in the sheets. It's not spoiling, they're simply self-soothing with your signature. Stay with me, because up ahead we'll break down why tail wagging at 3 a.m. isn't just happy dancing, it might be a glimpse into their dream world. The deeper they burrow, the more of your smell they ingest, and that's deliberate. Dogs' olfactory cortex is wired to catalog familiar scents as safety anchors. Every inhale sends a signal to their limbic system: you're here, everything's okay. That's why, when your pup scrabbles under the covers, nose first, they're not just chasing warmth. They're tucking themselves into a living memory. Here's the twist: that half-second pause they take once they've arranged the pillows, that's a final calibration. They sniff, they adjust their body angle, and they couch themselves in your personal aroma bubble. Animal behaviorists have observed that dogs who build these scent nests show fewer startle responses in the night. It's a form of emotional self-regulation. Notice the tiny twitches of their whiskers as they inhale your sleeve. That's them reading every microsignal: your recent stress level, your calm heartbeat, even the faint trace of dinner. By surrendering to your scent, they're syncing their nervous system to yours, dialing down cortisol, nudging up oxytocin. In practical terms, you can reinforce this ritual. Leave an old t-shirt by their bed, or drape your scarf across their blanket. Let them burrow just enough, without trapping them under heavy covers. Watch how they circle once, twice, then settle. Those loops mirror wild ancestors packing down bedding to shape a secure den. Stay with me. Next, we'll uncover why that tail thumping at 3 a.m. isn't random joy, it's a peek into your dog's dreamscape. Night. Everything is still. Then that familiar thump. Your dog's tail pulses against the mattress. At first you think, pure excitement. But here's the part that surprises people. That tail thump at 3 a.m. isn't random joy. It's a peek into your dog's dreamscape. Dogs, like us, cycle into REM sleep. Their brains replay snippets of the day, chasing shadows, greeting you at the door, guarding the sofa. During REM, the spinal cord sends flicker signals to muscles. Tiny twitches. A paw jerks. Then the tail follows. Animal behaviorists have found that this muscle activity helps solidify memories, just as your brain files away details while you sleep. Your dog's tail becomes a metronome, marking each replay. Here's why it matters to you. If you gently wake them at every thump, you're interrupting memory consolidation and spiking their stress hormone. They'll startle more, wake up anxious, maybe even grumble or bark. Instead, let them play out their private cinema. If the noise really bothers you, try a white noise machine or softly padded bedding. You'll both sleep deeper. If you recognize that 3 a.m. tail dance in your pup, the guide in the description helps you read these sleep cues and build a bedtime routine that keeps those midnight startles to a minimum. Open the link in the description. Stay with me. There's another pattern you've probably seen. You're curled on the couch. Your dog nestles beside you. Then, ever so gently, they press their forehead into your side, or wedge their flank flush against your hip. Why that firm lean? It's not just a request for drips of attention. It's a deep seal of trust. Wild canids anchor themselves against the den entrance. They press sides to warn off intruders and to feel the solidity of the pack. Your dog is channeling that instinct. By pressing into you, they're saying, I'm safe here. You're my pack. On top of that, their flank carries scent glands. That gentle squash transfers their scent to you and yours back to them, a two-way handshake of solidarity. Here's the payoff. When your dog presses in, shift slightly so you're both sharing weight. Breathe calmly. Speak in soft tones. Let your hand float to their shoulder blade, no firm pat, just a gentle 3-second rest. That silence tells them you acknowledge the bond. It whispers, I'm your anchor too. Keep watching. Next up, I'll reveal why those soft paw needs against your chest aren't a leftover puppy habit, they're a subtle request you don't want to ignore. Think about those rhythmic paw presses against your ribcage. You might chalk it up to leftover nursing reflex, puppyhood imprinting. But there's more. Dogs have scent glands between those toes. Each gentle thump deposits a chemical signature, a message that reads like, this is my comfort zone. On top of that, the pressure stimulates nerve endings that trigger endorphin release, nature's quiet self-soothing mechanism. When your dog needs you, they're not begging for belly rubs or reliving suckling memories only. They're anchoring themselves emotionally, layering personal scent and physical reassurance in one motion. If you gently respond by softening your posture, maybe leaning back a fraction, they'll feel that the pack bond is mutual, not one-sided. Avoid quick, rough pats in return, that interrupts the soothing loop they're building. Notice too the subtle variations, a slower rhythm when they're tired, a firmer push when they're uneasy. Those pacing shifts are their way of signaling need for proximity or a hint of unease about the room's energy. A quick glance at their ears and eyes during meeting will tell you whether to carry on in silence or break the moment with gentle, reassuring words. Hold that image of a two-way comfort exchange. Because next, we'll look at the silent conversation happening when your dog gazes into your eyes, why that stare isn't just love, but a window into their emotional world. When your dog locks eyes with you in the dark, it's not just starry-eyed affection. They're scanning your calm or your tension. Stay with me. That gaze is a wireless signal. It pulses across the pack bond. Research shows eye contact sparks oxytocin in both of you, a surprise hit of the feel-good hormone that says, "I'm safe here." Notice how a soft blink from them almost always follows. That's your cue to exhale and soften your shoulders. In that moment, you're speaking fluent dog, "I'm here. All is well." Here's the part that surprises people. Dogs don't nuzzle you for heat. They angle their bodies to mirror yours. Chest against hip. Side by side. It's a ritual perfected by wolves. They huddle to reinforce alliances. Your dog is borrowing your presence as a living anchor. Next time they slide in beside you at night, resist the urge to shuffle them off. Instead, let your legs drift outward, opening space. You'll feel the weight of their trust. Is your dog yawning once or twice before drifting off? That's not boredom. It's a stress release signal. A built-in reset. When they yawn, they're asking for quiet. No poking or playful taps. Just a gentle, "good night" whisper. Mirror that calm. You'll notice their ears relax, their tail settle. And if they exhale right onto your arm, that's them sinking to your rhythm. Dogs are masters of mirroring breathing rates. When they breathe slow after contact, they're absorbing your calm. It's a feedback loop, your stillness makes them still. Your heartbeat under your hand is the metronome they follow. If you recognized your dog in those quiet signals, locking eyes, side-by-side pressure, that pre-sleep yawn, the step-by-step guide in the description will walk you through reading every nighttime gesture and building a calmer bedtime routine. Open the link in the description. By now you see how every touch, glance, and breath shapes trust. You've learned to watch for the blink after the stare. To honor the chest-to-hip huddle. To keep your voice soft after that big yawn. That rough tongue is the oldest language between our two species. It's how dogs have been saying, "I belong with you," for tens of thousands of years. If you want a clear roadmap to decode all your dog's sleepy snuggles and create a bedtime ritual they'll lean into every night, open the guide in the description and pinned comment. That's your next move. Pay close attention to the tiny wiggles you almost miss. That micro shift of a paw under the covers, it's not random. It's your dog testing the temperature, seeking the perfect thermal spot against your leg. When they push a little harder and then settle, they're telling you, this is just right. Let your limb become a living pillow. Resist the urge to reposition them immediately. Give them a second to declare their comfort zone. Here's something else, if they drape their head across your lap and then pull it back sharply, they're not rejecting you, they're calibrating their breathing space. Dogs need a clear airway more than they need constant contact. A brief lift of the chin before they rest again signals, "I trust this spot, but I need just enough room to breathe easy." When you notice that, shift only your knee by an inch or two. That simple tweak marries their safety instinct with their love for proximity. Notice too the way their tail curls slightly around your ankle as they settle. It's a protective loop, a canine guardrail. They're using your warmth and scent as a shield, anchoring their pack identity. If the curl tightens, they're gearing up for deeper rest. Keep your foot still. Even a small kick can break that sense of security. And the half blink they give you when you move in your sleep, that's permission. A slow close and open of the eyelid means, go ahead, stay close. It's the opposite of the fast tongue flick that says, "Give me space." When you see that slow blink, reward it. Speak in a low, gentle tone or simply offer a fingertip for a soft stroke. That affirmation reinscribes the safety loop. By tuning into these almost imperceptible signals, the paw test, the chin lift, the tail curl, the half blink, you're not just co-sleeping. You're orchestrating a nightly pact of trust. And every night, that pact deepens the bond that began with a rough tongue and today speaks in a language of breath, warmth, and subtle shifts.